Hey, how's it going? It's time for a parking lot review. We haven't done one of these in a long time. It's something I'd like to start doing more of, but I don't know. Sometimes you got to sit down and do this. I'm in a parking lot. There's a few people. It's late, so there's not a whole lot of people, but you kind of look like an idiot talking to yourself in the parking lot and all those sort of things. Anyway, I thought it would be fun to bring it back. Picked a movie to go see tonight, and it couldn't have worked out better. And I'll explain why in just a minute. If you don't know what a parking lot review is, I'll go see a movie, and then this is just sort of my rapid-fire stream of consciousness, first thoughts, first impressions, if you will, of the movie, literally in the parking lot, having just left the movie theater. And boy, did we pick the perfect movie to come back on, because I have done it. In the entire recorded history of people committing images to film, and then running those images through a projector with light behind them, projecting them onto a giant screen in front of a room full of their fellow human beings in the hopes of enlightening or entertaining them, I found the worst one. The worst one ever. And nothing's ever going to beat this one. There's no way. Today, I saw a movie called Slender Man. And wow, is it bad. Have you ever seen a movie? This is what happened. This was my experience. Maybe you've had this experience, maybe not. I get into the theater, I sit down, movie starts, and pretty soon, doesn't take long at all, I realize, this movie sucks. And I'm not going to like it. And I would say, probably not as early as 5 minutes into the movie, but definitely didn't take 10 minutes. So let's split the difference. We'll call it 7.5 minutes. And I don't know exactly how long the movie is either. We'll call it 90 minutes. So at the 7.5 minute mark, I realize I hate this movie. For the next 82.5 minutes, I sit in the theater and I watch stupid thing after stupid thing after stupid thing happen. And with each stupid thing, my hatred and rage starts to build exponentially. And I'm hate watching this movie, and I'm so mad at this stupid film. Nothing makes any sense in the movie. And I actually, in the theater, I thought to myself at some point, why am I getting so mad? God, I've seen bad movies before. We've all seen bad movies before. You don't get this angry over it. I mean, I've never wanted to get up, walk to the front of the theater, and punch the screen. But I could have seen myself doing that tonight. That's how mad I was at this film. And then it dawned on me. Because normally when you see a bad movie, you watch it and you're like, well, I didn't like it. It wasn't very good. I see what they were going for. You hear that a lot. I say that a lot. I see what they were trying to do. It just didn't work for me. This movie, I don't think they were trying at all. And that's the problem. It's an insult to have to sit there for 90 minutes, whatever it is, and watch this stupid thing where clearly no one involved with the making of it cared at all. Here's my thoughts on how this was written. My guess is the guy sat down at his laptop and he's like, I'm going to write a script. I got to get a first draft out. And it's not going to be like one of those trying to formulate the story and polished drafts. So this is a first draft. And you hear writers do this a lot. They'll plow through it, and then, this lady thinks I'm nuts. They'll plow through the first draft, just get it on the page, they say, and then you can fix it later. And when you go through and edit and revise, that sort of thing. So my guess is that's what happened here. This guy just plowed through the first draft as fast as he could, just get it out on the page. And I'm guessing at the end he had a draft, a script that was 90 pages long, give or take. And on each of those 90 pages along the way, he probably made some notes, And I'm guessing on probably each page there's 2 or 3 notes that said fix later, whatever, I don't know. And then when he got to the end of it, and he type fade out or the end, whatever the hell you put at the end of a script, he was like, nah, it's good. I'm not going to fix any of it. It's fine. It's the only way to explain what I just watched, because there is no logical explanation for it. This movie makes no sense. It's got 2 things it's built on. The first is jump scares. There's a jump scare everywhere. Some of them are effective. Most of them aren't, because you're so detached from the film that who cares? And then the other thing that it is built on is exposition. There is, I would say, probably half the dialogue in this movie is exposition, which is astounding when you consider the fact that the movie ends and you have no idea what the hell just happened. You're like, what? What did I just watch? So many things don't make sense. Early in the movie, it's not a spoiler. Don't see it. It's impossible to spoil this movie because you should not see it. But I won't spoil it. Early on in the movie, past the 10-minute marks, I already hated it, but still fairly early. The class, for some reason, there's a group of high schoolers in their class or goes to a field trip in a cemetery, which is just stupid. Anyway, who the hell goes to a cemetery for a field trip unless it's like, Arlington National or something? What are you doing in just some weirdo cemetery? But fine, whatever. Maybe they have their reasons. I don't know. The whole class is there, though. A lot of people around, daylight. And one of the girls who's in the group of 4 goes missing. She just vanishes. This group had already summoned Slender Man. And so she's missing now. And the assumption, logically, outside of this group of girls who know that they summoned Slender Man, is she's been kidnapped. Throughout the rest of the film, these 3 girls, the other 3 girls, sometimes just 2 of them, sometimes just 1 of them alone, just walking around town, middle of the night, pitch black, they're going into the woods, and where are their parents? Listen, nobody's saying, hey, your friend got kidnapped in the middle of the day with the entire school around, so don't go walking around at night by yourself. It's not safe. No, nobody said. There's virtually no parents in this movie anyways. One guy who's a drunk, and then these other 2 parents who are just nothing. They're just whatever. They're wallpaper. They're absolutely nothing. So that was super annoying. Slender Man, this is fantastic. I did not expect this. It was an interesting twist in the film when Slender Man was FaceTiming with his victims. I didn't make that up. Slender Man was placing video calls to his victims. And that's dumb and lazy and stupid, and it made me mad. So, it's just that sort of stuff. The entire film is full of that kind of stuff, and it just one after another, another stupid thing that doesn't make any sense. Oh, here's another scene, another stupid thing that doesn't make any sense. And you get to the end, and it's over, and you're walking out of the theater, and I'm trying to get a grip on myself, but also a gauge of the other people who were in the theater. There weren't that many. There's, maybe half dozen other people in there. I think word might already be out on this film. But I was trying to get to sort of a gauge on what they felt like. And no one was saying anything. Everybody was kind of walking out. It was a real quiet exit to this movie. And I'd never been through a traumatic experience with a group of people. But I have to feel that this is probably the same reaction. Just a lot of sort of knowing glances and nobody's saying anything. It's terrible. The director clearly didn't care. It's whatever. I can't count the numbers. There were at least, I'd say 5, maybe 6 times throughout the film where a shot is there and I'm like, what the hell am I looking at? I have no idea what's going on. The perspective was off a couple of times. It was just lazy. It was like the director was like, that first take's good. He's just first take the entire film all the way through. Awful movie. But, hey, we did it. We got the parking lot reviews back, and I did it. Yay me, I found the worst one ever made. It's a landmark day.